S26 Ultra is getting some massive updates this time, but can it stand against the previous champ, the S25 Ultra? Although this champ is on a really good deal from Samsung, which you can avail from a product listed in this video. S26 Ultra is getting some massive updates, but the main update is the display of S26 Ultra. Between S25 Ultra and S26 Ultra, there is a major difference. S26 Ultra will be using M14 panel, while the S25 Ultra used M13. Now we are getting better colors on S26 Ultra, but one key takeaway, the peak brightness of both phones is same, 2600 nits. Yes, M14 is capable of giving us 3000 nits or even more, but Samsung restricted to only 2600 nits, so no major change in peak brightness. On a different level, Samsung is giving us a privacy display feature on S26 Ultra, which is not available on S25 Ultra. This feature is really good and gives S26 Ultra a clear advantage. On the sides of both phones, S26 and S25 Ultra both features the same 6.9 inches display. Just the S26 Ultra is slightly more rounded compared to the S25 Ultra. The M14 is good and seems a massive update, but capping S26 Ultra M14 panel would give S26 Ultra less advantage over S25 Ultra. The second change is the design of a phone. From the back, it's changed. Samsung is giving us a camera bump compared to the individual cameras on S25 Ultra. This comes with the downside, as S26 Ultra will wobble on the table just like Z Fold 7. Else, it looks decent for some and some would hate it. S26 Ultra is also more curved compared to the S25 Ultra, similar to the base model S26, which means no sharp edges or slightly sharp like the S25 Ultra. So the era is ended on S26 Ultra. The cameras are where things get tough for the S26 Ultra over S25 Ultra, and if we list them all, we can see some changes on S26 Ultra which are really good and some are just pointless. On the main sensor, we are getting 200 megapixel main sensor on both phones, but under the hood, S26 Ultra is better with f1.4 aperture, which is better for low light shots compared to the f1.7 on S25 Ultra. The ultra wide sensor will be same at 50 megapixel. The 5x 50 megapixel is also same. 3x 10 megapixel is changing this time. The sensor on S26 Ultra is actually smaller compared to the S25 Ultra, 1/3.52 inches compared to the 1/3.94 inches. Seems like a downgrade on S26 Ultra, but we don't know why Samsung took this decision, although we can only make a final wording after checking the phone. There are also details about the camera settings of S26 Ultra from my internal source. Yes, Samsung is changing the cameras of S26 Ultra. The main one is about to change next year while the other cameras remains the same. My internal source shared the default for the S26 Ultra, where S26 Ultra will be coming with 24 megapixel resolution option in the main camera, where the main camera, the ultra wide, and even the 5x telephoto sensor will support the 24 megapixel resolution. And even better, Samsung will add Snapdragon process to upscale the 10 megapixel shots to 24 megapixels. Now we know S26 Ultra will be featuring the 3x 10 megapixel sensor, and that 10 megapixel shots are upscaled to 12 megapixel already right now. Source suggests there are chances we may see 24 megapixel upscaling on S26 Ultra even on the 3x lens, which is another big thing because upscaling will surely affect the output. Now the options would be 12 megapixel, 24, 50, and even the 1200 megapixel, whereas 24 megapixel will be default mode for next year. This is different what was originally thinking of 50 megapixel. Meanwhile, there is a massive controversy about the cameras of S26 base version, where Samsung is using the same cameras on S26 just like S25. Yes, it's true, and feeling sad for the people looking to update, and it's hard for Samsung to justify a same phone next year with a different chipset. The cameras need to update, and yet no change for next year. Now let's talk about the charger of S26 Ultra. Things are coming so rapidly we cannot even believe. Samsung is making things official now, and this time we got something we waited for years. Samsung used same charging speed for years, 45 watt, and there was no change in the years. All phones, even now A series, have 45 watt of fast charging, but now S26 Ultra is seeing a change and we have a proof of it. Initially, rumors suggested a 60 watt fast charging, and now silently, the company listed the charger on its official page. It's a new 60 watt adapter, which can output from 5 volt to 20 volt depending on the usage, and you can use this adapter for smartphones, aka your Galaxy S series, birds, watches, laptops, and on top of all, you can use it with a 3 ampere cable with it. It is called the 60 watt power adapter and carries the model number EPT6010. Although if you want to charge multiple devices, you have to go with the multi-port adapter, as this one only have one USB-C port and comes with the USB PD 3.1 instead of 3.0 on last generation. So finally, the new charging speed is confirmed for Galaxy S26 Ultra. While we talked a bunch about changes, Universe listed 7 reasons why S26 Ultra is better to get. Meanwhile, the S26 Ultra is worth having for 2026 with 7 potential reasons. There are a bunch of changes coming on S26 Ultra. Even one of the potential changes is the design of S26 Ultra. But today is more about what Samsung is bringing to the table, which is better on S26 Ultra compared to previous generations. And there's a source who compiled all the changes. According to Universe, why the only model worth considering is the Galaxy S26 Ultra. Samsung will reserve its newest and most advanced AI features for the S26 Ultra. Even the S25 Ultra will likely need to wait several months to receive these capabilities through updates. The new 60 watt wired charging and 25 watt of wireless charging represent a major upgrade for Samsung users, and both are exclusive to the S26 Ultra. This one is already confirmed. The new private screen intelligent anti-peeping display is also limited to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. This is a highly marketable feature that YouTubers will repeatedly showcase, turning it into a major selling point. This is probably the most awaited feature people are waiting for the S26 Ultra. A larger camera aperture will lead to real-world improvements in image quality. For example, an f1.4 aperture will deliver better optical results in portrait photography. Telephoto performance is also expected to improve, and Samsung may introduce an AI telephoto algorithm similar to Google's to enhance clarity. While a main 200 megapixel is getting an update, there's a big thing going on with the 3x telephoto sensor, where even I said a downgrade, which is obviously difficult to justify if Samsung would do it. On the video side, Samsung is expected to introduce APV technology, which should significantly improve overall image quality. The front-facing camera will have a wider field of view, making it easier to fit 2 people into a single selfie. The front-facing camera size is also larger on S26 Ultra compared to the S25 Ultra, which was already shared in the render. Additional upgrades that have not yet been disclosed, primarily on the software side. On the software level, I can say S26 Ultra is bringing some crazy feature as Samsung is ready for the 2026 AI stuff, although S25 Ultra will get it later down the line. Samsung was working on 4 different phones this year, and when the time came for the final decision, the S26 Edge excluded from the lineup, and they added the Plus model at the end. And with that, they struggled to launch the product on time. There are a bunch of different sources with different information, but right now, I have an exclusive information about the release date of S26 Ultra, even the exact date when they're gonna launch the product. According to my internal source, Samsung is going to launch S26 Ultra on 11th of Feb 2026 at 10 AM. Yes, for about 20 days compared to the S25 Ultra, but there were some sources who do suggest a 2-month delay, which is obviously not true. Another thing, last time my source do suggest a 21st of Jan, but recently Samsung changed the launch date since the production of S26 Ultra has just started, but they delayed the production of S26 and S26 Plus, which caused a significant delay for about 20 days. Meanwhile, there's no other reason for Samsung to delay the launch of S26 Ultra. Even S26 Ultra is on time, even the production. The base and Plus version is actually the ones delaying the launch. On this note, if you're still here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time. Until then, peace out.